And I think control and mid-range decks of various stripes have very quickly added this card.
See Thomas's hand here. Quite a few cards, a little bit of mana available. Ugin on 4 counters. Herren side, well, he's at 28. Life total's pretty high. Here's Nissa. That's a negate, so that'll slow that down. It's passing of the turn.
And Jason, unfortunately, even with, I count 9 mana in play, 1 spell a turn territory. Not where you want to be against Ugin in play, and David with Dissolve, some other reactive cards in hand.
Yeah, if David got to untap, he's got enough reactive stuff in his hand that he can do a lot in 1 turn. He's got a whole bunch of land in play, as you can see. Ugin's going to tick up to 6, and it's going to start to get to work on this game now as Herren's down 25. Utter end the draw step. There's 4 mana. There is Utter End. There's Dissolve. Not going to let that happen. Thomas going to scry. Decide what he wants to do, keep it on top. Dissolve is done resolving. And here's 5 mana. And this is a Nissa. That's a Dissolve. All Jason can do is shrug his shoulders and say, fair enough. Thomas is going to leave his top card on top. He's still got an active Ugin out there.
And Nissa is a card that I expect to have an uptick in popularity because of the presence of Ugin. One of the better things you can do to advance your board and not get completely wiped away.
Thoughtseize takes care of Elspeth, leaving Herren with just a forest in play. Temple of Deceit will let Thomas keep the top card on his deck. That's an Ugin activation going upstairs. Herren down to 22. But more importantly, Ugin's up to 8, working towards his ultimate.
Though I don't even know if David's going to want to mess around with the ultimate in this matchup.
Hero's downfall, big draw step. Big draw step. There that is. There goes Ugin. The draw here for Thomas. It's a copy of Dig Through Time. Abzan Charm the draw here for Herren. And Jason fighting back here.
Magic players, if you plan
See if we'll have a response. It will be with Dig Through Time.
Yeah, I think Dave, this is maybe good enough for David to be willing to use a negate here if he finds it off the dig.
Drop
well, let's look at 7
your result slip, or come up to the stage and write your name on the drop list.
Perlication among the options.
Again, if you no longer want to play in the standard open, please mark drop on your slip, or come up to the stage and
He's
write
found
your
2
name
cards
on
he's happy with.
drop
The other
list.
5 are going to go to the
Thank
bottom.
you.
Abzan Charm is resolving. Into 2 more Abzan Charms.
Okay, keep it going.
Second verse, same as the first. See if this one resolves. How about a Dig Through Time? So David will mimic his previous play, looking for a counterspell.
And again, I think these Abzan Charms are good enough to negate.
Looks like he agrees. There is negate. How about 1 more? Both players making sure all the mana is correct. And he's going to dissolve this one. Take a look at the top card, going to become the bottom card. We're going to go back Thomas's way. He'll untap a whole bunch of lands, take a draw step here. Looks like he has a dissolve yet again. Herren will draw. How about a Rhino? Looks like that's in there.
But David wants to keep that Disdainful Stroke for a Planeswalker. That's what he's really worried about at this point.
Dismal Backwater will put him up to 4. He's hoping Herren will brick a couple times here.
Yeah, Herren's drawing nothing but gas here for a couple turns.
Yeah. Now we're going to go to the draw-go portion of the game, which typically favors blue-black control. And this situation is no different. There's Jason's ingenuity.
I'd say so.
And here's Perlication. Things have changed a bit. Didn't take long.
And with David with a couple counter spells left over, I think now it is a matter of time.
Radiant Fountain's going to come in. Up to 6 goes Thomas. There goes the Pearl Link in for 6. Herren can just draw and pass the turn. Dismal Backwater will put him up to 7. In comes the Pearl Link. Hero's Downfall will go after it. Float some mana, pick it up. And redeploy.
And David does not need to use counter spells there.
Nope.
He can just take his time.
There's so many lands in play, it's okay to just pick him up and redeploy.
Yep. It doesn't prohibit his development at all. In fact, it actually improves certain things as he gets to pick up these Radiant Fountains.
There's a Temple from Herren. Top card becomes the bottom one, pass the turn back. Thomas will draw very quickly. He's got a Temple of his own. He'll take a look at the top card. It becomes the bottom one. In comes Pearl Link for 6. Herren down to 5. Jason will draw. Can't imagine there's a lot of strength over there in that hand.
Most likely just some lands.
Here's 6 mana. There's an Elspeth. Disdainful Show will go take care of that, and Davis Thomas is going to win this match here over Jason Herren. 2-1. Blue-Black Control will take care of Abzan mid-range, and for Thomas, a player who has most of his success, legacy, off to a nice start here with Blue-Black.
And I think that's one of the reasons you want to play a deck like this. It does get hairy post-board when they can cap out on Read the Bones and Abzan Charms and Thought Seizes, but I think these green mid-range decks are typically not very good against Dissolve, and the Blue-Black Control matchup deck has a pretty strong matchup there as a result.